Greetings gamers and welcome back to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Johnny Retro and today guys I bring you the final, that is right, the final pickups video for 2021. I still have an unboxing for the Nintendo Switch on the way, so stay tuned for that, but for the game collection the year is closed. However, if this is your first time here on the Retro Raider show, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss a thing. Okay, let's do this, let's roll up the intro and check out my last pickups for 2021 right after this. Okay, the first pickup, and I have to start with this one and give a huge shout out here, okay? This is a brand new homebrew game for the Sega Mega Drive / Sega Genesis. Now, I received this game via a digital bin, so it is the ROM of the game. And I'm talking about Sacred Line Genesis. Now, Sacred Line was originally a first-person horror adventure game released for PC a couple of years ago. The game was made by the game designer Sasha Darko, and the physical release of the game, because yes, the game was actually released on a physical cartridge, was released by Watermelon. Now, I'm not going to enter in full details here, but let's say that things didn't went that well, okay? But the game was actually released on a physical card. However, let's say that the manufacturing of the game is closed. What you have physically, it is what it is. It's not going to be released again, as far as I know, on a new physical format, but I was contacted by Sasha Darko. Now, Darko is selling the game as a ROM file, okay, a digital ROM file, but the cool thing is that this ROM file is custom. So what happens is that if you buy the ROM for him, and of course that you are not going to pay, the full price of the game like you were if it was the physical release, but if you buy the cards, you get the chance to have your name printed on the menu of the game. Now, of course that this version of the game, the Mega Drive version, is not the same thing as the PC version, right? This is more of a, pointed clickish first-person horror experience, but I mean, I have nothing but respect, and you guys know this, for people that bring new games, new software for retro consoles. This ROM is 100% compatible with the EverDrive and also with the Mega Drive Mini, so you can play both this on your Mega Drive / again, Genesis Mini, and you can play it on the original hardware. And I'm not gonna lie, it's awesome. It's awesome to have my name, in this case, the Retro Raider name on the game, so check this out. Yeah, as you can see, it works perfectly on the Mega Drive Mini, and there it is, Retro Raider on the start menu. A huge shout out to Sasha Darko, my friend, thank you so much for providing me with the ROM of your game, and guys, if you want to grab one for yourselves, follow the link down below. Now let's jump into the actual physical games, okay? Let's talk about cartridges here. Still on the Mega Drive topic, I've picked Mega Bomberman. I've seen a lot of these in the wild, it's not a rare game, nothing like that. I love Bomberman, but I've been waiting for a fully completed box version of the game. This is what I have right here. The Portuguese Sega logo right there, the warranty, also a promotional sticker in Portuguese, which is awesome. And yeah, it came with both manuals. Now, this Bomberman game, it's pretty much its own thing. It was originally released in '93 for the PC Engine, and later on we got this version for the Mega Drive in '94. I love Bomberman, I've played a lot of Bomberman games. Let me tell you guys, this is one of the best for me. It has a story mode, it has a really rich arcade experience, which is, kind of a trend, if you will, or a trademark of the Mega Drive. Love the graphics, really beautiful 16-bit colorful graphics. The soundtrack is also amazing. I love the gameplay, every element of the classic Bomberman games is there. I love the powers that you have with these games, the power-ups. It's just fun, and I mean, if you never played, a retro Bomberman game, this, in my opinion, is a perfect start for you. Now, let's put Bomberman on the side. Still on the 16-bit department, and you guys know that I do love my JRPGs. I've picked up this really interesting and obscure JRPG for the Super Famicom. This game is called, and I'm not going to dare to pronunciate the original Japanese game, but it translates to Chronicles of the Tree Emperor. Now, where did I get this game and why it caught my attention? Well, I was on a local retro gaming store here in Lisbon, Mr. Zombie. Shout out to Mr. Zombie, link down below, guys. And I was browsing through his games, and he had a couple of shelves, you know, filled with exclusive Famicom and Super Famicom RPGs, right? And again, you guys know that I do love my JRPGs. So I was browsing, he had interesting stuff, some of that stuff I already have on my collection, but this caught my attention, not only to this, thanks to this amazing artwork, right? But then, what do we have here? We have the Enix. That is right, the good old Enix logo. And it's not like, you know, I'm a connoisseur or anything like that, but I know my RPGs, right? I know my Japanese JRPGs, but I've never heard about this game before. So I did some research, and yes, it was a Super Famicom exclusive by Enix, and it was released in '93. And what we have here is kind of a hybrid with then, you know, several JRPGs or RPGs genres. It is a tactical RPG with some strategy elements to it, and also a couple of elements of simulation game, if you will. Let me tell you, I still haven't beat the game yet. I just fired up the cartridge, and the cool thing is that, no, I don't speak Japanese, but you can easily find a translation patch for this, and I just play the card, you know, on my Retron 5, and I'm good to go. Let me just take it out of the box and show you guys another very cool thing here. It comes with the manual, of course, but the cartridge is written in Japanese. Now, I don't know what it means. I bet that it is the name of the previous owner of the game, and usually when I get my cards like this, you know, let's say that it is rated, I don't know, João or Pedro or Jason or whatever, I immediately clean them up. But I find this to be, you know, so exotic. You know, I do have this fascination for Japan that I'm just going to keep this as it is, like this. And again, too bad that I don't know how to read Japanese, but check this out. Check the amazing artwork here on the manual. And I mean, I really think that this is kind of a cultural thing, because each time that I find, you know, these games for the Super Famicom or the Famicom, especially JRPGs, I always find these in a pristine condition. Everything from Japan. Again, I think it is a cultural thing. They really take good care of their games, and the cool thing is that if you like RPGs, you know that retro RPGs tend to be expensive, but if you're looking for Famicom and Super Famicom stuff, I would say that, you know, 70 to 80% of their RPG library, it's pretty cheap to collect for. Now, let's switch to the 8-bit stuff, still on the Nintendo department, this time for the NES. And it has been a long time since I previously got an NES cartridge, because, you know, retro gaming prices, guys, this is the elephant in the room in each retro gaming topic or conversation, but the prices, especially for the Nintendo, the NES and Super Nintendo, are just obscene. But I managed to find some really interesting games for my NES. This was actually a trade that I did with my good friend Mr. NES. My friend, thank you so very much. So I managed to get 2 games. First one, Kung Fu for the NES, and the other one here, the classic Ice Climber. Now the cool thing is that these are the PAL releases, right? So nothing really special here, but I believe that these were the packed-in labels, right? You know, the blue ones. I'm pretty sure that Ice Climber was a packed-in game for the PAL NES, like, you know, a bundle or something like that. And the same thing with Kung Fu. I mean, I love these labels. And what is left to talk about these games? I mean, Kung Fu is a classic. It's not an NES exclusive, of course, but I just love the NES port of the game, and it's challenging. It's a very challenging game, and it is kind of one of those games where kind of the ground zero, if you will, really the primordial beat 'em up stuff. I was never able to beat the game, but I'm determined, and it is a great game. And Ice Climber, well, I'm not gonna lie, this was the first time, I believe, that I played Ice Climber on the original NES, the original hardware. And I mean, I just love it. It's simple, it's easy to pick and play. It follows that old formula, you know, that arcade-ish formula of games like, you know, the classic Mario game. I'm talking about the classic Mario Bros, not Super Mario Bros. But to be honest, guys, I mean, everybody loves Super Mario, right? Super Mario Bros, it's iconic. But if I would have to compare Ice Climber with the original Mario Bros, I prefer Ice Climber. So yeah, I'm very happy to add these two to my NES collection. Still on the 8-bit, this was also from that trade with Mr. NES. I picked 3 Master System games, and I'm just going to browse through these really quick for you guys. Desert Speed Trap right here. I also got Sega Chess and also the Terminator. Again, all of these games are completed in box with their manuals, and I mean, the Master System, I don't know if you guys can see right here, I have a very humble Master System collection, and I didn't grow up with the 8-bit stuff, right? I started gaming at, the very late of the 16-bit era, so it took me a while to really get into the 8-bit stuff. But within 8-bit, honestly, I do prefer the NES library, but if we're talking about, arcade-style games or games with an arcade vibe and graphics, I mean, the Master System is amazing. I did play a lot of Mega Drive, I also played a little bit of Sega Saturn back in the day, but I do not have a lot of experience with the Master System, but the more I play it, the more I collect for it. I mean, it is just an amazing 8-bit system. And these 3 games, even though these are very common, easy to find games, are proof of that. This one right here, Speed Trap, I mean, look at these graphics. This game is beautiful. Again, it's a platformer game, side-scrolling, but it has that good old arcade vibe to it. Then what? Terminator here. I have this for the Mega Drive. The Master System game, of course, that it is not a downgraded version of the game. It's kind of its own thing. Very challenging. I still haven't beaten any of the games, but I really enjoy the Master System version also, even though I do prefer the Mega Drive. But I mean, it's the Terminator. It's old school. It's retro. And yeah, it is a really good game on the Master System. And then Sega Chess, because I love chess. I'm talking about the board game, the OG chess, but I also enjoy video games, chess video games, and I was very surprised with this one on the Master System, and I love it. So guys, I don't know, let me know about you. Are you a Master System fan? And please advise me, I mean, guide me through here. What games do you suggest for the Master System? Games with an arcade vibe, and also RPGs, because I don't own a single RPG for the Master System, so feel free to help me out here. Share your thoughts down below. And with this, I conclude the video. These were my last pickups for 2021. It has been a really amazing journey, and I just love to make these videos for you guys, to share my pickups, because it's not about showing a look, I got this game. It's not about that. It's really an opportunity for me to talk about video games, to share my passion, and of course to show my collection. And please feel free to share your thoughts, guys. What do you think about these games? Do you have any memories? Are you looking for any of these games for your collections? And also feel free to share your pickups. What were your favorite pickups for your collections during 2021? Guys, this concludes the video. I'll see you guys on the next episode. We still have a couple of videos left for 2021 here on the channel, and let me just unveil a little bit. We're going to have some really amazing changes here on the show for 2022, but I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you so much for watching. If you have the extra time, guys, feel free to follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And as always, take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community, and game a lot.